Hey guys, welcome back. And thanks so much again for all your interest in the game. I'm really having fun here. Now, I've kind of been fooling around with settings and stuff on that capture card. I think I mentioned that a video or two ago. And I think I've found a way to help a little. It's not right, but it, you know, we'll see. We'll give it a couple of videos here and see what happens. Alright folks, we just finished Bleak Falls Barrow. I actually said it right that time. And it's time to get our prize. Now, the real prize was kind of going through the stage. This just kind of gives you a little bit of gold for your trouble.
I'm gonna put this back where it belongs. I'll never forget this.
And it also unlocks the area so you can do some looting here. Now, be careful not to grab stuff in red that still says steal. What you're looking for is things now that are no longer in red. So I mentioned in my Whiterun video, a lot of times you'll find this kind of stuff just hanging for free, but a lot of that is dependent on, you know, your status or your whether or not you're a friend of whatever vendor, usually by doing one of their quests. So, yeah, just go ahead and take advantage of whatever you can here. And again, just careful not to spam the button too much. Last thing you want to do is get yourself in a little bit of trouble here.
You don't have better things to do?
Okay, now normally I wouldn't carry an iron sword, but it's free and I'm about to sell this stuff right back to him.
I was just... well, never mind.
People around who aren't complete.
Ooh, free potions.
Eat in a general
Okay, so not too much else in here for thieving. I always check my barrels, see if there's any salt pile in particular. Aha. Okay, so now I just got done with the Barrow. Now there's more to that. We did the Claw quest here while we were there. And we also did a quest for the mage up there at the castle. But I'm not going to go back there just yet. I'm kind of stick around here for a moment. And download just about everything I got out of that barrow, or as you know, as much as I can anyway. I also like to check their stock to see if there's anything new since the last time I was here. And normally I don't do too much shopping in the apparel section, but if there's something that I do want, for example, I might find an amulet. I will pick that kind of stuff up. I've got 2,500 gold, which isn't bad. But I don't want to spend all of that either. What I'm really looking for is a greater soul gem. And look at that, guys, I got one, and it's empty to boot. So the reason I want that so bad, you guys thought you were combat capable in that dungeon just now? Okay, we're about to go get ourselves a goodie. So much for the milk run. I am now going to sidetrack and go to the mage's castle. Okay, don't sell that. We're going to disenchant that here in just a second. Disenchant that also, so don't sell it. I'm going to keep a necklace or two right now just in case I want to enchant something. I don't really have too much else here I can sell right now. That's not bad, 30%. That's 1/3 less frost damage incoming, but we can get better. Look at that. Speech bump, baby. Okay, and I like to keep a lot of healing. You never know when you're just getting railed on and you gotta, you know, just keep chugging those things. They can go fast. So unfortunately, 1/2 pound apiece, they add up, but, you know, that's your lifespan. That's your lifeline, so, yeah. Now, I don't normally like to sell these to general vendors, because I like to save those for mages, since the mages are so limited. So normally sell, you know, jewelry and scrolls, and set those aside for mages. Okay, and don't sell your gemstones anymore at this point. We're going to start doing some crafting to get our smithing skill up. And you're going to want to start keeping those. Now, that's another reason I always take the time to mine the ore. Even if it's just iron ore. And yeah, it takes time to mine those nodes, but you also get, you know, just random gemstones while you're farming any ore. Okay guys, I got my Greater Soul Gem. Now you also need a couple of other things, but those are going to be waiting for us there. In particular, a broom and fire salts. So we're going to take this Greater Soul Gem, and I know I picked up a corundum something or other. And it can be either the ore or the ingot, it doesn't matter as long as it's corundum. And as far as the Greater Soul Gem goes, it can be empty or it can be full. I just got lucky with it being empty, so I had to spend less gold to acquire that. Right, so basically what we're going to do from here is instead of going to finish the quest there, and yeah, we're going to have some, you know, gold coming to us for that. But that's going to initiate another quest, and I kind of want to do that in a separate video. So just for that reason alone, I'm going to wait. So go ahead and warp to the stables. There's a carriage there we can hire. We're going to go up to that Mage's College, and we're going to get a key item here that our follower is going to carry, and it is going to make him freaking really awesome. So I didn't want to use the Arcane Enchanter there, because it would have once again initiated that side quest.
I can take you to any of the hold capitals.
Okay, so go ahead and,
you know,
hire him, and he'll ask you to go to tons of different cities. For right now, the one we're looking for in particular, Winterhold.
Climb and back, and we'll be off.
Okay, and it doesn't do anything until you actually get in the carriage, and don't worry, your follower should follow you there.
Oh, there once was a hero named Ragnar the Red who came riding to Right-Run from old Rorik.
Alright, just to kind of show you on the map exactly where we're at now, we are pretty far away. So there's kind of beginning area, there's, you know, Whiterun, and quite a good distance there. So what we're actually more interested in is the college, which is up here. And there's a lot to do here, just like any other town, so I'm going to try to avoid all that. And maybe grab a couple of quick lootables, but beyond that, I'm not going to engage in any discussions, conversations, or anything. I'm going to do not pass go and do not collect 200 and get to the Mage's College. Now make sure you have a little bit of gold. When you get there, she's going to want to see you cast a spell, and we're most likely not going to have whatever spell she wants to see, so then she'll offer to sell it to you. Okay, so I'm just going to grab the quick stuff like right here on path. With one quick exception, and it's worth it. We're going to have a couple of gemstone nodes over here to mine. Or I should say, ore. So in that dungeon video, I mentioned the follower holding a torch, and that's why I always put one in their inventory. It comes in real handy, especially in darker areas. Okay, so not terribly far out of the way, but worth it, because a lot of times these will produce things besides, you know, case in point, flawless amethyst added. So, guys, we need these. We need just anything you can get your hands on. So get the ore, absolutely get the ore anyway, but also get it for the gemstones. Alright, so for the Mage's College, we are looking right at it, and we have to get there via the bridge. Now, before I actually jump across the bridge, there's going to be a test here, so make sure you've got the gold for that. And pay attention to the dialogue here, so I'm actually going to quit talking, because she tells you the spell she wants to see, and sometimes I'm not paying attention, and then I don't know what she wants to see, and I already have the spell, so then I have to, like, cast everything until I, you know, get what she wants. Super frustrating. It really doesn't matter what option you pick here. I think they all roads lead to the same.
Ah, the immortal. It would seem that the college, not just anyone, is allowed a small test.
Okay, so here's her test. Now pay attention to what she tells you to do.
No, I'm afraid I don't
I've
know
never gotten
anything
Persuade to work here because I'm always here super early game. But I'm sure at some point, you know, if you get your speech high enough, you'll be able to actually persuade her. I've just never come late enough in the game to do that.
Excellent. Those invested in restoration magic find healing hands to be essential. Can you
Okay, she
cast
wants to
it on
see
me?
healing hands.
That would prove
I don't believe
your
I have that one yet.
No? Well, if you think you're capable of it, then I'd be happy to provide it to you.
Yeah,
for
30
mere
gold. That's
30
nothing.
gold.
Okay, it's a lot cheaper than what I
Or you can
remembered.
try your luck with one of
Awesome.
the court wizards around Skyrim. They also sell spells. Here you are. Now I'm anxious to see you cast it. Winter?
Okay, that's a restoration spell. And I like to keep that equipped too, or favorited, because a lot of times I can
glory
level
gazing
that up
right
pretty
behind
good just by healing
the
my
college
follower
user.
from time to time. So it's just kind of like a habitual thing I've developed.
No matter what. Well done indeed.
Okay, once you
I
pass
think
her
you'll be
little
a
test,
superb addition. I'll lead you across
you are
the
now
bridge.
free to enter the
Once you're
college. Now
inside,
keep
you'll
in
want
mind
to
she's
speak
going to
with
stand
your
out here for a
advisor,
while.
master wizard.
Not right now. She's going to walk with us
Follow
up the
me.
bridge or whatever. You can follow her, you don't
Well
have to.
done
You can just
indeed.
go ahead and, you know, walk ahead. But keep in mind she's one of the
Much
vendors.
knowledge lies within
Now,
the
I don't have the
college's
perk
walls.
unlocked to sell anything to any vendor, so
Spells and
unfortunately, you know, I'm
incantations
not
for
going to
those
buy a
with a
ton of
talent
stuff
for
from the
this.
mages here just yet. Reason being is I can't sell all the dummy potions I'm going to craft to get my gold back for the things I'm going to be buying here. So for right now, I'm just going to kind of, you know, cease and desist. But their weapons are usually just staffs, and the staffs are kind of like specific to which mage it is, so she's a destruction mage. So you'll likewise get destruction type staffs here. Same thing with like the scrolls, they'll typically be the destruction type scrolls. Apparel is going to be, you know, destruction type apparel. Books are going to be destruction spells. And again, I'm going to cease and desist here. There's money I could spend here, but I'm not. And boy, I'd really love to just start buying the soul gems, but you can see the cost would start adding up there pretty quickly. I always get petty and lesser, as long as they're empty. And then the other ones is kind of like, yeah, I want it, but you know, that's almost 300 gold right there, so I'm going to hold off just for the moment.
Mirabelle will be waiting for you.
Alright guys, so once again, there's tons of stuff to do here, and that's going to bleed into all sorts of other stuff. So what I'm really here for, very specifically, I'm going to get in and out and kind of pretend this doesn't even exist. And I know, shiny rocks, guys, you're going to want to go everywhere. Just, you know, just trust me on this. It'll be better if we hit this at a later time. Okay, I always check the loose stuff here. What I'm really here for is that broomstick that's right next to me. But, you know, if I can find salt pile or other helpful items, I'll grab those. Okay, so there's that broom. It's always out here in the open, and that does respawn in time.
I've made myself rather clear.
So now, armed with my corundum, my greater soul gem, and the fire salts will be down there when we get there. Go ahead and go into that trap door, and that'll bring you down here into a cavern. Now guys, this is a very big, complex, and confusing cave system. So again, shiny rocks. Just try to get in, get what you need, and get out. And I can't remember, nope, wrong way. Okay, so there's that cave that we came down into. Go straight across from there. And from here I should be good. Now there's going to be a skeleton here, and he usually has some kind of an enchanted dagger. Oh, there it is. Okay, soul snares. Whoa! That is a find, guys. You don't even know right now. I'm going to disenchant that. And that's really going to get us going with our bow and arrow. Okay, that's going to be huge. But anyway, regardless, whatever kind of enchanted thing he's got, go ahead and grab it. It's always randomized, so, you know, the stuff I get in my game won't mirror your game exactly, unfortunately. You know, it's just not the way it works. But, yeah, just whenever you can get your hands on anything soul snares, grab that sucker. You know, this is probably real tough to see on my channel, but that's like a ghost creature. It's kind of transparent, and And they show up pretty good on my TV, just in case you're wondering what I'm shooting at, that's what it is. I'm having trouble getting a shot on it. Okay, I always grab the Ice Wraith stuff. Those teeth are needed for a quest. We need 5 of them. And there's a glitch in that quest. So once you get them, don't sell them, don't cook with them, don't do anything with them until you've satisfied that quest. Otherwise, it's like she can never get enough or something. And I don't know exactly what causes the glitch. I just know if I do anything with those other than that, before that point, I have a problem with it. So Ice Wraith teeth are gold right now. And this is going to craft our Flame Astronaut stick. Now, there's the fire salts. There's usually 2 here. And there's a book there that kind of tells you, how to do this, which is really cool. And there's another broom here, so I'm just going to leave it be. Nothing in the wardrobe. Alright, guys, so this is a crafting station. It's the only one like it. And in order to craft the Flame Astronaut stick, we are going to put into the offering box those 4 items I just mentioned. So from the misc, that's going to be the broom. So go ahead and store that. The Greater Soul Gem. Go ahead and store that. The Corundum. Go ahead and store 1 of those. You only need 1 of everything, by the way. And then from your ingredients, the fire salts. And again, only 1. And once you've got all that into the offering box here, if you want to verify it's all still in there, you can open it again. And then go ahead and pull this handle. It's real hard to see. I don't know if I'm getting a good angle on that for you guys. Right down there. Go ahead and yank on that, and that should spawn in your Flame Astronaut stick. Now, as soon as you get that bad boy, go ahead and give it to your follower.
I'm right behind you.
Now, keep in mind, these things are not light. They weigh 8 freaking pounds. But guys, it's well worth its weight in gold. I am telling you, as soon as you see this guy in action now with this Flame Astronaut stick, it is game freaking on. So now, some followers, and I'm not sure if he's one or not, and this is hit and miss, dependent on the follower, sometimes they will not use that unless they have some other enchanted weapon. So I'm glad I just kind of thought about that, because it's time to talk about that right now. So I have this, this thing is heavy anyway, he can have that, whatever. But I've got that as a backup, so even if I already disenchanted something, just give him anything that has some kind of enchantment on it. If he doesn't have that, and again, this is, hit and miss with depending on which follower you've got, sometimes he will just never cast that Flame Astronaut. But you give him something enchanted, he'll cast that Flame Astronaut all day long. Alright guys, enough about that. To get out of here, simply go back the way you came, straight up and out the staircase. And then you'll start kind of seeing, some of the key landmarks. The Ice Wraith, stairs to get out. And then up the stairs and straight out. Alright guys, so what we're going to do is, we're in the center courtyard here. There's 2 towers, one on my right, one on my left. You can't really see them, but there are doors down there. So there's one, there's the other. So go to the one on the left. And then we're going to head up the stairs, and there will be an enchanter up there. Okay, so as soon as you're on the 2nd floor here, you're going to see some goodies. Now go ahead and loot all this stuff. There's no penalty for doing this. You might get yelled at by the NPC there, but you actually never make enemies with it doing this. So every chance I get, every time I come back through this tower to do whatever, I always check these shelves just for a ton of free ingredients.
Constantly disappearing.
In addition, there's some free potions for the taking down there. And there's always stuff in these barrels.
Once again, I have
Okay, now if I really wanted, I could go ahead and craft a bunch of that stuff up. But don't forget you've got that gauntlet now. Or maybe you don't in your game, but I do in mine. So if you've been lucky enough to get something alchemy, go ahead and equip that, because that'll strengthen the potions. And they'll sell better. Okay, I just got another level. Booyah. Okay, Fortify Enchanting. So, Blue Butterfly Wing, if I have one of those. I do not. Okay, so scratch that. Okay, I might as well take the level up while I'm at it. Let's see here, I am due for stamina next. Okay, so there's that 20-point spread I'm always talking about, guys. I got 160, 140, 120. So now that I've got them looking like that, I'll hit health. And then after that, I'll hit magicka. Then after that, I'll hit stamina and just keep repeating that process. This prioritizes health. And then secondly, it prioritizes magicka, but it doesn't forget about stamina in the process. And I just find that's a real good system to use kind of throughout the game. You know, I'm usually pretty survivable with my health that way. I've got the magic I need to cast, the things I need to get casted that way. And I've got the stamina, and you know, every time you do stamina, it also helps give you 5 extra pounds in your weight capacity, carry capacity. So, you know, that can't be neglected either. So that being said, I've got some perk points there. Now, I normally don't just spend those to spend them. I wait and dump them, you know, into things accordingly as I'm doing things. So right now it's kind of critical to hold back a little bit on their perk points, because I'm going to start doing some character leveling. So we're going to start dumping those in as we go. That's going to go into enchanting, it's going to go into smithing, it's going to go into some more alchemy. We might even do a little bit of other stuff along the way. Alright, so for now, I'm just going to get over to that Arcane Enchanter. And just like before, there's some goodies in here we can grab for free. And this is going to be huge, because these are filled. Whoops. So I don't have to worry about actually going out to soul trap anything. I can actually do some pretty decent enchantments right now on my bows with those common soul gems. Yeah, smithing. I could buy that now, or I could hold off and just, you know, be patient, wait for it to spawn again at a different vendor. I've already got the alchemy. But yeah, that smithing would be real nice to have right now. Now, unfortunately, I don't have my smithing skill up real high yet, so I can't craft real good bows. What I really want to do, since I'm on the subject, I'll just kind of talk you through that here right now, but that'll be discussion again later on as well. Options are limited. You get hide, iron, studded, leather, and then jewelry, building materials, and miscellaneous. That's it. So if I want to craft anything decent, I've got to get the smithing skill up. Okay, so right here, that will open another option there when I go to a forge. It'll be steel smithing. And that opens up, you know, different weapons and stuff. But for bows, the thing that I really want to go after is either the Elven, but preferably I want Orcish. So now, you know, that takes a long time to get to. I'm only at 25 and that's 50. Dwarven is the next best thing at 30. What I'd really like to do is go after that for 30. The thing is you got to spend a perk point to unlock that. And that's not the route I want to go. I don't want anything else up this way. Everything I want out of the smithing wheel is going to be straight up. Now that's how you can, you know, be able to upgrade stuff that's already enchanted. That's the perk right there, Arcane Blacksmith. But that's 60 away. So what I really, you know, prefer to do is hit steel. I normally don't craft the Dwarven stuff, but you can, because it's super heavy. And the attack power isn't super impressive. But where it's really at is that Orcish. So again, that's 3 perk points to get it over to Orcish. That's why I really, you know, would prefer not to waste the perk point on the Elven. Not only that, I can actually steal a bow from the Companions building and enchant that.
sell fruits and veggies. It's fun most.
Hopefully I don't mess anything up by going in here. About to find out.
Those two at it again.
And I decided not to buy that gauntlet. Yeah, I kind of did. That already initiated things. Okay, so see, this is the bleed over stuff. This is another video, but I guess I'll just have to talk about that when the time comes. Hopefully I can ignore everything else and just get down into the stairwell, see if they'll even let me. Okay, good. They're not after me, so you might hear the war drum music going on, but that'll be okay. Alright, so once you're in this chamber, go ahead and go into this area here. You'll find a door on the left. This is Ayla's room. Shut the door behind you, because we are going to steal something, and you don't want to get caught doing this. So actually, this is probably a real good soft save opportunity, just in case something goes wrong here. You know, you get caught or whatever, then you can try again. Come on, bro. You're supposed to have my back. You ain't supposed to be opening the freaking door for people. Okay, so this is expert, guys. This is tough. Okay, so now I'm going to go one way or the other and see if it gets better or worse, and then I'll kind of know where I'm at. And I try to look for, like, little landmarks on the device itself, so I've got that bolt right there it was resting on. I'm going to try that again. No. Okay, it gets better when I go that way. There it is, sweet spot. So you can see a real tight sweet spot there. Okay, there is a bump book there, so go ahead and read that. And you can steal it. The thing is you can't sell stolen goods right now, so you know, don't bother. And you can't sell this either, by the way. But I don't care about selling it. I just care about enchanting it for right now. All right, guys. So just to show you where we're at, we've got Orcish Bow, damage 20, bam. Elven Bow, 26, bam. Notice it says stolen in the box there next to Elven Bow to the right. So that's what I mean. You can't sell that right now. But that's okay, we don't need to. Okay, so go ahead and exit the way we came. What I will do, though, is see if she happens to have anything smithing. Yeah, about the same price. Golly, those are heavy. Sometimes you'll find more than one item. See, I would have been better off getting the other ones just for the weight. Owie. Alright, so now, smithing doesn't really matter right now because notice on that perk chart, I do not have Elven Smithing activated, so I cannot improve that twice as much. But I can still improve it. Same thing with all of the categories. You can improve them twice as much, and that's really where it's at. So right now I am going to go ahead and take a moment to improve both of those bows that I just got, but it's not going to do the job that, you know, it could do if we had those perks unlocked. Which means I need to go sell some potions off. That's okay. Stand by. Everything I'm doing right now is well worth it. Trust me, you're going to see it all in action here on our very next video.
Do spare a coin. Oh, thank you. Divines, bless your kind heart.
Okay, before I go back to the general store, I'm actually going to pop into the cauldron and see what I can cook up. And she might even have some more ingredients back in her inventory. It doesn't look like it.
You need, my friend. Ah, so you're an alchemist then.
Ooh, that's paralysis. Yeah, this is a new inventory. So we're going to grab that for sure. See if I can kind of keep mental track of the new stuff I'm grabbing here. Ooh, that's either invisibility or paralysis, but that's good to have. Okay, I still got my gauntlets equipped for alchemy. Get us a little bit, you know, stronger potions cooking here. Now I'm going to go in straight up through the ingredients and see what I can combine. Actually, before I cook that, some good advice here is, you know, don't just go after something. See what you can get away with going after and still having some left over for cooking. So that swamp fuggle pad, I already know that's paralysis. So go into your paralysis and see what you've got and how much. So I've only got one of each, so it doesn't matter in this case. But say you had like 3 Canis Root and only 1 Imstol, you wouldn't want to combine that Swamp Fungal Pad with the Imstol, because then you'd only be less with the Canis Root, and you've got nothing left to cook it with. So, you know, it just kind of prolongs your ingredient, so to speak. But again, in this case, it just doesn't matter for me. Okay, River Betty, that's another one. That combines with salt. Please tell me I have some salt pile. Yes, I do. And that'll make another one of those slow poisons.
Do let me know if I can be of service.
Okay, again with those Ice Earth Teeth, I would really try to resist using those. So for now, I'll just do that. Okay, Truce Eggs, that's invisibility. So darn, now I'm gonna have to use that Nim Root, and that's okay. Boy, I could do one more there, but ouch. Oh, Glowing Mushroom and Bleeding Blister Wart. That does the smithing potions I keep talking about. Now, if I had that smithing gauntlet, I can stack that with the potion. So I am going to go ahead and cook a couple of those. Even though, you know, it's not fabulous, but 31% is better than 0. And again, that stacks. See, I'll do like 2 or 3 of those just for the time being. Okay, so now from here, I'm just going to go ahead and, you know, do some dummy... Ooh, I do want a couple of enchanting potions, though. So now if you guys... Whoops. If you guys don't have Spriggan Sap, if you weren't able to buy that here, just go run around outside somewhere, and you combine... excuse me. You'll have to farm the blue butterflies. And every time you grab a blue butterfly... you'll get 2 wings out of that, and you can combine the blue butterfly wings with the snowberries, and that'll get you the same potion.
I sell cures for all ills, and I'll be happy to serve you.
Ah, that's a decent one right there. Okay, I wasn't 100% sure, but yeah, the cotton. So, yeah, definitely craft a few of those. Booyah. Glow dust, and I know that goes with hanging moss, but I never do that because it's not as valuable as hanging moss and blue mountain flower. But there is another glow dust thing here, and I think it's another glowing thing, so I'm gonna go out on a... Okay, I got lucky there. I knew it. Glow dust went with glowing something or other, and maybe that's why I couldn't figure it out on my other video, because I didn't have those glowing mushrooms yet. Okay, the scaly whatever that word is goes with Creep Cluster. And I know you guys, you're probably not always going to have the same ingredients I have. Again, it's all randomized, so you know, hopefully you'll be able to make some of these combinations in your game, at least some of them.
You'll find tonics, salves, poultices, and potions on my shelves. Browse to
Ectoplasm and Red Mountain Flower. Although I don't think this is a real good one. But something's better than nothing, and I'm really trying to get that gold up, so I'm going to craft everything I can craft right now. Okay, Dragon's Tongue and Bone Meal, I believe. It's not the one I was thinking of, though. I'm not going to keep cooking those. Dragon's Tongue goes with something else, and I want to see what it compares. That's 112 value there.
I sell cures for all ills, and I'll be happy to serve you.
I'm pretty sure it also goes with things that I don't want to cook with, like snowberries, for example. Although if I get enough of them, I guess it couldn't hurt. Because remember, snowberries are for the enchanting potions. But I'm okay right now, so we'll do that. And then there was one more. Bear with me here while I... Mud crab chitten. That's why it's not coming to me. It's mud crab shit, and I don't have one. Okay, I'm a genius. I thought I killed a mud crab in this game, but apparently I have not, or I already cooked it. So, yeah, I think now that I've kind of gone through my list, I'm pretty confident that I've gotten, you know, most of what I can craft right now. And that's actually quite a lot of recipes. So what I've got left, you know, is for other stuff. But I will go ahead and finish these off. Time continues to tick by in Skyrim when you're doing the enchanting or crafting or anything like that. And that charity, if you guys kind of want to know where you're at with your buffs, always go down to active effects, persuasion, so 46 more minutes. Whatever potions I can sell here. And be careful not to oversell. Try to maximize what you're going to get out of it. Okay, so I just noticed we're getting bumps now in our potions. So when you first start the game, you start out with 100 health, 100 magic, 100 stamina. So that is directly linked to the kind of potions you're going to get. So at some point you're going to get your health high enough, you'll start getting just regular potion of health. Or potion of healing, excuse me. So it restores 50 instead of just 25. And then as you continue bumping up that health up, then at some point you're going to start seeing plentiful healing. Now we're up to 75. Once we keep bumping our health up even more, then we're going to start seeing, you know, even better, like vigorous, and I can't remember what they all are, but they get better and better as you go. And that applies to the healing, the stamina, and the magic potions. Pretty much all the potions, actually. They're all kind of linked to our skills. Okay, so I cleaned her out. It's time to ski-daddle. Another thing that I'm risking is if I get to end of day here, her store could close that had the gauntlets, and that would be a problem, you know. Maybe not even getting them.
Everything's for sale. Trinkets, odds and ends, that sort of thing.
Okay, so I like to cut it off a little early, before 7, or before 8 o'clock actually hits. So 7 o'clock anything, go ahead and back out. Reason being, sometimes when you're passing time like that, the NPCs are in their beds, so that when it becomes morning, you know, then the game makes them go through their emotions. They have to get out of bed, then they have to walk around, then they have to come outside, then they have to get to their store, and it's time consuming. So if you want to avoid all that, go ahead and, you know, stop the count a little early, and then do 1 more hour there. And then that usually helps the NPCs get to where they need to go a little bit quicker. And if that one didn't do it 1 more time. Because you saw he's outside his house now. So, you know, depending on how far he has to walk, you may or may not want to do that 1 more time. Come on, Buster. Get to work. Puppa needs a new pair of gauntlets. Okay, good. He's got the same ones. So 4 pounds. That's better than the other ones that were 8 pounds. Same price, you know. So yeah, I'll just go ahead and go for that. I can afford it. It is mine. And I think all you need is orcish ingots for upgrading the orcish bow. So that's correct. Only 1, so not bad. The elven bow, I've already got it. Refined moonstone. Awesome. So now if you don't have one or both of those, talk to the vendor. Look in their look in their misc.
Yeah. Take a look.
And then see if they've got, you know, what you need. And he does not have the orcish ingot. If he doesn't have it, try another one. Okay, no such luck. So unfortunately I can't upgrade the orcish bow right now, and that's okay. What I'm going to go ahead and do is upgrade the one that I can upgrade. And unfortunately I don't have any other towns unlocked right now, so I can't make my rounds until I do find it. Normally, you know, that's what I would do. But honestly, there's no other blacksmiths nearby, and going anywhere else would kind of start making things bleed together. So for right now, I'm just going to go ahead and call it good. Now, before we actually get on that grindstone and upgrade the weapon, there's a couple of things I want to do. First and foremost, get your apparel and put that gauntlet on we just bought. I'm going to go ahead and favor that too, so I can do that quicker. That's going to give me almost 20% better, you know, somewhere between 15 and 20. 17 to be exact. And then I'm going to go ahead and drink a potion. and that stacks. So that 31% is going to stack with that 17%. So all in all, it's about 50% improvement on whatever it would have done anyway. And all that stacks, guys. Now, if I could enchant, you know, decent stuff right now, I would wear a ring, a shirt, bracers, and a necklace. And I would stack that 4 more times. Pretty freaking awesome. Okay, so now that I got my potion working for me and my gauntlets working for me, I will go ahead and upgrade that elven build. Watch it go from 26 to 32. So again, not night and day difference, but significant enough. It was worth both. Now the best I can do right now is common soul gem, which is good. That's the minimum I would go. But if you really want to spoil yourself, and if you've got the gold to support it, you can do the, you know, greater soul gem if you want to buy that at one of the vendors that's already filled. Okay, make sure there's nothing else I want to disenchant for the time being. I'm going to hold on to both of those. Alright guys, so it's pretty easy to do. Go ahead and highlight the weapon you want to enchant. Go ahead and highlight the enchantment that you want to do. In this case, it's going to be Soul Trap, because again, I cannot, you know, bump that in attack power, so I'm going to use the best of the best for the soul trapping. Reason being is when I put Frost on the Orcish bow, the Frost damage is going to give me additional damage bonuses anyway. So when I'm doing my soul trapping, I want to get the target dead quickly to make sure that I can actually capture the soul, because it's got a very short fuse on it. So it's probably only going to be good for like 5 or 6 seconds or something right now. So you need to make sure after you plug that person with, you know, that enemy with the arrow, that they're going to die within that 5 seconds or so before the spell wears off. There's a couple of things we can do to get our enchantments really strong. Now, one of those things I already did was I got a potion crafted, and I'm not sure now if that was in this video or a prior one, but we did some alchemy work, and I've got 2 different kinds now. Those were 2 different ingredients. That's why they're separated, but also because one says 6%, one says 8%. Now, that's not great. You know, we don't have our alchemy skill up real good right now. You know, this isn't going to do much, but at some point, this will absolutely matter. And guys, this stacks with all the perks. So also, before I get enchanting here, and this is another reason I don't like to do a whole bunch of enchanting until I actually, or excuse me, a bunch of, you know, spinning perks until I'm getting ready to do things in the game. I like to hold those back because here I am. I'm doing some enchanting. That was unexpected. Things happen in my game, and it just makes sense to do it right now. So, you know, I've got the perk points to cover this. Now, my enchanting skill is only 16, so I can actually only improve this 1 time for right now, but I'm going to get that 20 mark here real quick. So then I'm going to dump another perk right back into that, and that'll get my enchanting up even more. So now, first things first, I'm going to craft a couple of dummy things just to get... And guys, this is what the petty soul gems are all about. Right here, right now, you're about to see the power of these petty soul gems. Alright, so what I'm going to do is pick just some random... Pickaxe, sure. Enchantment, I think the soul trap is going to do better on that. Sure. And petty soul gem. Okay, that just bumped me up to freaking 19 on my enchanting. So, you know, in the beginning, things bump really, really fast. As it improves, it's harder and harder to bump. But for this stage in the game, yeah, more than enough. So I'll go ahead and do that one more time. And I'll do the woodcutter's axe. Okay, bam, 21. Beautiful. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and put another perk point into enchanting. Bam. Now, I'm only at 21, so I'm going to do a frost spell. And unfortunately, that's up here, and we need 40 for that. So, you know, at some point, guys, we're going to build better stuff. You know, don't worry about it. I'm just kind of showing you now preemptively where this is heading. So, yeah, all this stuff stacks. Everything works with each other. So that stacks. That's going to stack. And then if you want to stack things on top of that even, you can go over to Destruction. And it stacks with these also. You got one for Shock, one for Frost, one for Flame. So I'm going to dump 2 into there when I get my damage up, or Destruction I should say, up to 30. I'm going to unlock the first one there. And then the next level is going to be 60. So that's quite a doozy, but it's worth it. And again, all that stuff stacks. Alright guys, so I've got my perk points in. So now before I actually get crafting, I'm going to drink a potion. And again, it's not going to do much, but you know, it's almost 10%, so it might bump things up another number or two. And it's worth it anyway. Now you only get 30 seconds, so you kind of got to be quick in the menus. But once you go to rename the weapon, you're okay. So I'm going to walk you through that here as we go. Okay, now I'm going to pick the bow with the higher attack power for the souls, and right now that's the elven bow. And I'll explain why later. Use the common. Best soul gem in your inventory is what you want right now. So now you can relax a little bit. That 30 seconds kind of stops ticking. They give you the time you need to, you know, get in here and move around. Now I like to name my bows a very specific way. And this is because they alphabetize these in your list. Okay, a bow is already typed in there. But I like to say what kind of bow. And what was that? Five seconds we got out of that. Okay, now when I did this the first time, it was only 4 seconds, because I didn't do the perks right, and I forgot to drink the potion. So, yeah, all that extra work was worth it, because that 1 extra second might make a real big difference, because that spell only lasts for 5 seconds. So unfortunately, if you shoot an arrow and then it takes 6 seconds for the thing to die, then you don't get the soul. The spell wears off. So yeah, the more time you can put into that, the better. Okay, so go ahead and push your button there to accept or whatever. You'll have to follow your console's command on that. For the Xbox, it's the 3 lines button. But once you do that, then you can hit craft, OK, and then you can validate in the upper left corner there. It says See Bow Souls 5. So that's how you know it named it properly. All right, guys, you got to back out and drink another potion now. In the Anniversary Edition, the potion only works for 1 enchantment. Even if you're fast through the menus, and it only takes you, 10 seconds for each one, it only gives you 1 shot. In the very first edition of Skyrim that I ever played, if I was quick enough in the menus, I could get 2 in 1 potion. So, I'd have to be really fast. I'd have to go in there, click, bam, bam, click, bam, bam, do my thing, bam, quick, 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 quick. And then I would rename, and I would craft. And like I said, I could actually get 2 in with 1 potion, but in this version of Skyrim, it's just not working. So I quit trying, and I just figured out, okay, you can only actually get 1 for each potion. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and run that frost damage. Okay, so now the first time I did that, it was only 10, so definitely well worth the time to do all that stuff I just did. Okay, and this is going to be frost. And we're at 14, not a bad deal, yo-yo. There it is, Seabow Frost. Okay, so now I'm about to show you why I did all that with the renaming. Right here. They're alphabetized. So, bam, favorite that. Whoops. Bam, favorite that. And now in combat, I know exactly where I go for my bows. They're always at the top of the list, and they're right there ready for me to rock and roll. Not only that, my bows are right next to Candlelight, so I find I'm changing between that and Flame Astronaut a lot. So all this stuff is right next to each other now, alphabetized in my menu. It just, speeds things up when I'm in the middle of stuff, combat. It just, it really reduces time for fumbling around looking for the stuff that you need. Alright guys, that's pretty much, quick enchanting. Again, things just kind of worked out beautifully in my game. If you didn't get one of those key components, don't sweat it. Just keep looking past time, whatever. Check the vendors periodically. Craft the potions, go out, farm the flowers so you can do that. And it'll all kind of add up to awesomeness. Alright guys, so now I've got my bows enchanted. They're nice and strong now. They've been upgraded at the smith. We've got old boy here, and just to make sure, he's still got something enchanted in his inventory. Otherwise, he won't use that Flame Astronaut stick. Okay, good. He's got that magic damage. That's perfect. So now, anytime we get into combat, he should automatically pop that, and it's going to be beautiful. So he'll cast one, I'll cast one. We'll have 2 flame astronauts, and then I've got the sick, crazy, you know, amped up bows, and then we've got the follower. Now, if I really wanted to, I could take that bow out of his inventory, and I could enchant that too. And that would make him even that much more combat capable as well. But I don't want to do that, because if you get the follower too powerful, they go in and start killing everything, and then you can't get anything soul trapped. So at this stage in the game especially, I don't like to give the follower anything too strong. Now, there's a caveat to that. Sometimes you're in a situation where you do want the follower to be amped up. So in that case, what I would do is I would hold on to that bow and put it in my own inventory. And then if you are in a a hairy fight like that, and you want the follower to have a better bow, then you could go ahead and hand that bow off to him, and that'll get him, you know, that much more combat capable. Now, guys, on that note, sometimes the followers will not use the bow unless he has arrows. So make sure all of the followers have arrows in their inventory. Again, not all of them. It's hit and miss, but just to play it safe, just make sure they've got some kind of arrow in their inventory. Serana is a key example of that. I gave her a real awesome bow, and she just never used the thing. I was like, what is the problem here? Oh, she doesn't have arrows. Okay. So, yeah, that and, you know, again, the enchanted bow just make him real sick. So, guys, for right now, I'm going to go ahead and cut video. If you're enjoying the videos and the content and the information I'm putting out, please take a moment to like, share, subscribe, and comment. And especially with the comments, guys, I really appreciate those. I take the time to read all of them. But not only just for me, but, you know, a year down the road, you never know. Somebody might be watching the video and they might read those. So something you say might really, you know, help somebody out. All right, folks, once again, best of luck and happy hunting.